Hello, hooligans, and welcome to Starbottled. My name's Shanae, and I am beyond excited to be your space daddy on this journey. Moreover, I am so proud of what you all get to experience today. This world has been 3 months in the making, and today's players have had no small part in the process of its creation. The epicenter being the existence of bottled emotions sold over the counter. We begin our story in the city of Anaheim, a city station whose closest comparison is New York City. The city is rich with life, culture, and diversity. Menial labor, manufacturing, and construction are largely handled by a series of androids, leaving self-actualization to a slightly higher priority when it comes to the pursuance of a career. Science and technology thrive in the business district, where the corporate branch of Pathos has chosen to call home. Pathos utilizes public figures in Anaheim with the partner project Ethos, where celebrities endorse the various emotions that hit the market and demonstrate its effects. Sales have gone up exponentially with the involvement of prominent entertainment figures such as actors, models, maybe even a politician or two. Those who blindly support it naturally breed the underbelly in Anaheim, where the gang incubi sells the emotions at an alarmingly discounted rate, and the activism group, Logos, emerges in multiple branches as a natural enemy to both Pathos and Ethos. After all, the philosophical concept does have 3 legs. After dark, the lights grow ever brighter as the nightlife takes shape. Clubs, concerts, and bars thrive as the night comes, and those who lose themselves in their work during the day are able to lose themselves in the emotions that Pathos creates to a stronger degree in a place without judgment. Some who frequent the nightlife like it's home to them, you may not even recognize the person that they present themselves as during the day and during working hours. Well, now that you hooligans know our scene, it's time to begin meeting our heroes, who are patiently and excitedly waiting backstage to be introduced. I'm going to be bringing them in one at a time to introduce themselves as we go about what begins as a perfectly mundanely normal day. Amidst everything in Anaheim, a small business stands prominent. Apothecary. Once strictly a bar that specialized in mixed drinks, including the base Pathos emotions to create new, unique experiences, transformed into the spiritual haven that it is today, as ownership of the establishment was transferred over to Azurea. Mental health is actively accounted for and treated utilizing emotion-based creations to revolutionize the therapeutic process and allow its customers to break free of addiction, move past trauma, and even reach spiritual equilibrium. But the night comes, and the calming lights of Apothecary dim into deep, jewel-toned neons as it resumes its original form, a bar, a lounge, and one of the best. Azurea, if you can please introduce yourself, what you look like, and how you open up your morning.
Azurea is about 5'4". She is an thrycreen, which means that she's an insect person. She looks very similar to a mantis in appearance, with like very light green skin, and she has these like golden type of kind of opalescent eyes. She is always like very simple clothing, but always a little bit elegant. And she's spending her morning. There's like a balcony in Apothecary with a little table and chair, and she's spending her morning drinking some tea, kind of just looking over, making sure everything's running smoothly as like employees are starting to come in and people are starting to set up.
Yeah. So just to explain for everybody what Apothecary looks like, especially during the day. It is a large, grandiose building, one of the older ones in Anaam. Amidst the Night District, it does stand out, being one of the few establishments that are actively and regularly open during the day. So, as you walk inside, you are greeted by a grand foyer, the single centerpiece of which is a large water piece that goes from ceiling to floor in a beautiful circular pattern. And there's lights that change and play off of it. In this moment, during the daytime, it is whites and golds with the smallest undertones of green. If you look a little bit closer, you see the swirling of small mechanical fish in the center. And as you are working, one of the fish just kind of breaks out of the fountain and makes its way over to you. As you enter in for the day, kind of nuzzles your neck a little bit in happiness as you get to open your business today with your small homunculus servant.
Wonderful.
As we expand past the opening foyer, there's obviously a lot in the background that isn't necessarily seen because a lot of apothecary thrives in a closed-door policy.
Mm-hmm.
So, everything that is out front is what's meant to be seen. So you see a large desk for clients that are checking in for whatever services that it is that they may see. And then over past a large open set of doors is the lounge itself. And you know that you'll have your time there. But you have a little bit of an agenda because today is a little bit different. You have an appointment. And you never really take appointments.
Mm-hmm. I'm very excited.
So you head in. What exactly does Azurea do to kind of open everything up? What's her process?
So she goes into one of the, like, kind of standard, nicer little rooms that's used for a variety of things. Just has, like, a couch and a chair. And she sets up with, there is a system to kind of, like, pump a little aromatherapy through the room. With maybe just a touch of emotions to add to, like, a very, like, trusting, therapeutic atmosphere. And she also has a stone, a fluorite crystal that she touches and imbues with the sound of ocean waves, preparing for what's coming.
Yeah, and you know that's a little bit later in the day, but you preemptive as always, just like making sure that everything is ready. You know that your appointment isn't until a little bit later in the day, probably around 2. It's about maybe 8 or 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just because not a lot of clients really want those super early morning sessions. Yeah. And as you kind of go through your ministrations of opening for the day, Naz actually comes in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Miss Azurea.
Oh, hello. It's so nice to see you. Are you having a good morning?
Well, I'm always having a good morning because I get to come in here.
I feel the same. What do we have on the docket today?
Okay, well,
and Naz produces a clipboard you don't know where from. And they kind of flip it open.
Okay, so it looks like we have 3 aromatherapy appointments, 2 acupunctures, and then we have, I think, a wing list of 12 people who are looking for the different vape flavors that you need.
Oh, yes, yes, I've been working on them. I'm very excited to release them. Oh, yes, that sounds like a lovely day.
Yes, it should be really great. Are you ready for your therapy this afternoon?
I am. Every time I get a little nervous. It's not something that I do often, but it's so important.
Yes. Okay. And then after that, it is a weekend, so are we switching to the lounge earlier today, or is it going to be later?
I think probably earlier tends to be...
Okay. Because I know it's not a weekend. I know because you're always insisted that I take off on the weekends because I'm here Monday through Friday. But Friday is still technically a weekend.
Yes, definitely. Let's start early tonight. Make sure everything is nice for people. Maybe if we start earlier, it'll get less crazy towards the end.
All right. We can definitely do that. Maybe after your therapy, we can kind of start going through everything. I know that you and your client like to talk for a little bit, so it might be a little bit longer of a session just because, through to a friend.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. Yes, I that's what I'm planning on.
Yeah, and they leave you as you kind of like go into like a small office area, because you picked basically the smallest room for yourself to serve as an office, so that everything else had an explicit purpose.
Yes.
You are what, 5'4", I believe.
Yes.
So, not the most space you need to take up, and you've never been one for grandiose offices or anything. You would much rather the pride of your work be the establishment itself rather than your office.
Yes. My workshop is a little more special to me, but the office is very simple. Just big enough so she does have like a proboscis so that she doesn't like knock stuff over as she's going around.
Yeah. And you kind of reach into your desk and you pull out a little black book just to kind of make sure that all of your supplies are well stocked.
Yeah.
And you notice that you need a tiny bit more of joy, but you always need joy, anticipation, and trust. Those seem to be your popular flavors today,
Yes.
at least for this week.
Makes sense. Many people like those.
So you may need to reach out to some people to make sure that those are properly restocked. But that's neither here nor there at the moment.
Wonderful.
And as Naz kind of finishes talking, they kind of back up out of your office because you were kind of doing those like the mundane clerical work. Because Naz insists on being your assistant. You insist that he is not. And so as he kind of walks out to leave you to the rest of the clerical stuff and kind of go and take care of the different things, where you don't have to worry about like the day-to-day, you can focus on a little bit more of the unique things. He turns to you and goes, I know I thank you every day, but thank you.
Oh, thank you. I can't imagine running this place without you.
Being here is really special. You've made something really special, Azarea.
Thank you. It's been a long time, but I think we've made it, and of course there's always improvements, but I think we've made something nice here.
I think so, yeah.
And so you kind of head out. Are you heading over to your lab? What's your plan up until your therapy appointment?
I think she's had some ideas for some cocktails that she's thinking of making that might come out soon. I think she is going to head to like her little workshop where she has a bunch of tinkering tools and all her alchemist supplies.
Yeah. It's Friday night, so what's a Friday night lounge without a special?
Yes. It's just constantly on her mind of like, what's the next thing going to be?
What are you making?
I wanted something that is going to like make people happy, but also produce like a sense of calm and peace. So I've created this like iced tea mixed drink that she's calling Serenity, that like just gives a little bump of energy, and also some calm vibes.
Okay. Do me a favor. We are going to have our first roll of Starbottled. Please roll your Alchemist's kit, and I'm going to let you do it with advantage, because Serenity is something that Pathos does already have, but you are fine-tuning it.
Wonderful.
Because yours is spelled Serenity.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, I do not know how to do that on D&D Beyond.
Basically, give me an intelligence check with advantage. We'll do it that way.
Yes, I could do, yeah, that it would be her proficiency plus
intelligence. Yeah, go ahead and do that for me.
Wonderful. God, I actually don't know how to use Roll20 or D&D Beyond, apparently.
It's okay. If you want to use real people dice, I will never stop you.
Nice. So that is an 18 plus 4 is 22.
22? Is that with advantage?
No, that's not with advantage. Okay.
Advantage, please. This is your wheelhouse. You've done this for years. Roll with advantage.
Yes. That's what I do. Ooh, nice. 23, so that's 25.
23. 25. Wonderful. Okay. So, as you are kind of going through and making everything, you hit that stride in work. Where, it just comes incredibly naturally to you. It's almost like you're going through muscle memory of motions. And before you know it, you have this beautiful little cocktail. Almost looks like a Long Island, but it has a dull yellow glow to it. You know that is going to stand out and look absolutely wonderful amidst the light of Apothecary as the lights dim at night. And you kind of start playing with other alchemists' things and kind of going through and playing with different things because you said yourself, always focused on the next special. And the time comes for your therapy appointment. And you have a little ding on your phone go off at the exact same time Naz comes in and goes,
Miss Azarea, don't forget you have therapy.
Of course. I got a little distracted, but for sure. Yeah, let's do this.
Okay.
And so you go and prepare to head in to your therapy session. And you open the door, and we are going to cut. We will see you soon. Flynn, good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
So, please take a moment to go ahead and introduce Flynn to us. Tell us a little bit about him.
Of course. I'm Flynn Thorne. I'm 111 years old, which is pretty young. Astral elf. Already seen a lot in my life. And I'm probably on the job right now.
All right. What exactly is your job looking like?
Whew. Well, I've been trying to take it easy ever since the incident, so I'm either eavesdropping or running.
Okay. All right. So you are over in, not quite the business district, more the like packing district of everything, and kind of going in and looking for the people that you were sent after, which is you're looking for a couple agents of the gang Incubi. They are largely silent and indiscreet, and they've been difficult to track. It's only something that you really know about if you happen to know somebody, and you know somebody who knows somebody, so you've been sent to track them down. Give me a stealth check, please.
Wonderful. Stealth. Ooh, it's gonna be a 12.
A 12? Okay. Give me just a moment, and I will roll a perception check. So I have very specific dice that I plan on using for this campaign. Okay. Alright. So you're kind of going around this shipping yard. And this is definitely like Anaheim is a space-based city station, so this is a lot more of an airship kind of area. And you're kind of going around, kind of sneaking between different crates, any different like cargo that you can particularly see that you know that you'll be able to kind of hide against. Thankfully, you did think far enough ahead to wear all black for this mission rather than like your normal like kind of little bits of neons everywhere, which would have been a little bit more telling. And as you are navigating around, you hear footsteps as somebody kind of approaches you. But you do find yourself kind of against a crate. So how exactly is Flynn attempting to hide in this moment?
Probably just would have crouched down, looked for the shadows.
Okay. So you kind of crouch down. And you got a 12, you said?
Yes.
You watch as around the like corner of this crate that you're standing against, you see two men, one a little bit more burly, the other one a little bit lankier. They kind of walk past. One of them kind of hesitates as you slip forward on a small piece of like rubble. For all intents and purposes of what rubble is in Anam, it's basically like a loose piece of scrap metal.
Yeah.
And they kind of pause and they both look around. And you duck lower. Almost like you're almost doing like a crab walk. That's how low to the ground you are getting. Because you didn't go like full flat or sitting. You're in a place that you can still kind of crouch and move if you need to.
Of course. Never go prone.
And yeah. And as you kind of go and completely pause, you're holding your breath. You've kind of made yourself a little bit flat-footed, so that you are able to be perfectly still in this moment. They kind of glance their frame of their eyes over you. You kind of shrug, and then they just keep on moving. And they're talking about the next shipment and getting, quote unquote, the goods down to the hub. They kind of walk off.
All right. Probably gonna wait a second just to make sure the coast is clear.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I see my opening and I feel everything is clear, I'm gonna get out of there.
Okay. Yeah. So you, are you going out of there or are you following them?
I'm gonna follow.
Gonna follow? Okay. How far away are you? How far back are you following?
Probably 30, 40 feet.
Okay. Give me one more stealth check now that you are more actively on the move and you know that you have found people.
Wonderful. 21.
So,
Oh no, I don't like that.
in the case of a three-way tie, because these two men both also rolled 21s. You all, you're moving about 30, 40 feet, and then they stop abruptly, and you kind of stop, and they both turn and face you. Momentary, that, like, Spider-Man meme of just, like, the three of you kind of staring at each other.
Oh boy.
What are you doing here, boy?
I'm lost.
You are?
Yeah.
That's all fine. Let us find you. And they actually will start to run towards you.
Alright, I'm just gonna book it.
Give me a dexterity save really quick. Just to see how fast you can... Dexterity saving throw, please.
Ooh. Okay. That's a 13.
Okay. So you are able to kind of maneuver out of the burly one that's kind of trying to tackle you, and take you down. They immediately get back up, and it is the burly man that is chasing you. The lanky man actually stands with his hands in his pockets and watches you run away. So you begin, for all intents and purposes, hauling ass out of the shipping district. And where exactly are you planning on going? Where are you running? What's your goal?
I imagine I would know the alleyways by now. Nooks and
You
crannies.
should.
Lose their trail.
You should. Because if I recall, you've been here for the majority of your life.
Yeah, I grew up here. I've been working this job for a couple years.
And a little bit of time away at Parallax is nowhere near enough for you to forget your home.
Of course not.
So where is your goal of going? Because you can navigate through the alleyways, but eventually you need to get somewhere.
Just deeper into the city, anywhere that I would think would be safe.
Okay. And I'm assuming you're kind of serpentining.
Yes.
Okay. So it's going to take a little bit longer, and you know that you have somewhere you need to be later in the afternoon.
Oh, damn. Alright, yeah.
So you're going to have to kind of lose this person before you get to what you have planned next.
Oh, of course.
Go ahead and... Ooh. How do I want to do this? We're going to do a paired check, okay?
Okay.
The first thing that I want is a Constitution saving throw, because you are in a full sprint. You are going to be in a full sprint for a while.
Can try the other dice.
I would like you to make this with advantage, because this is your job.
Okay.
The second thing I would like you to do... The second thing I would like you to do is make a survival check.
Alright.
As you go to navigate the alleyways of your home on a dime.
Okay.
So you have to kind of chart a course before you do anything. So Constitution saving throw with advantage.
16?
16? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And then that survival check.
Survival. Damn, 9.
9. Okay. So, as you are running, you aren't able to go down the, like, really small, thin alleyways, because that's what would have been preferred, because, thankfully, you are incredibly small and agile. And able to kind of fit into those nooks and crannies. It's part of why you are as good as you are at what you do.
Right.
And you go and momentarily, like, glance over at it, but it's not until you've passed running it that you realize, oh, I could have gone that way. So instead of doubling back, you keep going. And after a little while, after a good maybe like 5-ish minutes of being in a full sprint, you hear the huffing and puffing of this burly man just kind of fade away as you lose him. And you begin to head to where it is that you need to go. You're able to kind of slow down. Just enough time left. You're able to slow down kind of to a walk. And you head towards the night district of Anam. And you kind of still your breathing, calm your breath, because you know that they will pick up on just about everything.
Of course.
And you kind of take a turn down a certain street, and you find Apothecary with about 4 minutes to spare before your appointment.
Wonderful. I wonder if I can go grab a coffee.
And as you kind of say that to yourself as you walk in, you notice you notice Naz, who you have grown quite familiar with in your time that you have been a client of Apothecary, already holding a Starbucks in your hand.
I couldn't risk it. She's busy today.
Oh, thank you so much. You're a lifesaver.
Yeah, it's no problem. This is mostly sugar. I hope you know this. This is terribly bad for you.
there are other things more dangerous, I promise you.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, eventually we can kind of get you on tea. That's something we can do.
Later on, but thank you, Naz.
You know which room. She's already prepped it. She had it prepped since, I think, like, 8 this morning. She's been ready.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Flynn, I hope today's a good day.
I hope so too.
And we kind of cut as you walk and you go and you sit down on the couch and wait for a few minutes, and then after a little while your therapist comes in.
Hi. Oh, you're muted.
Hello, Flynn. It's so nice to see you today.
Hi, Azarea. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. Had a very productive day. Yes.
Good.
How are you feeling about today's session?
Well, if I wasn't running, I'd feel a little better.
Oh, anything? What happened?
I got some information, but I'm afraid they saw my face.
Oh,
Not my best move.
You are so capable, Flynn. I'm sure you can figure that out, but understandably, that would for sure cause stress.
I mean, I don't know how many of them have seen my face. That's what I'm worried about.
Yes. Well, you're in such a dangerous line of work.
Yeah, and this is me going easy.
Yeah, but I'm so proud of you. I can sense that you're not panicking about this. You seem to be perfectly prepared for it.
I'm probably doing better than I think I am, yes.
Is there anything that's come up since our last session?
I mean, just generally making sure that I'm doing everything right, not getting caught. I think I'm handling, it's been what, some months now?
Mm-hmm. I
I'm
think
coming-
we've been seeing each other about 5 months.
I think I'm finally coming to terms with it. And I don't want to go there again, but I know that my line of work may take me there. And I can't panic next time.
Well, we've done, a lot of work on using, those emotions, not tamping them down, but using them to work on ourselves and be ready. We can just trust ourselves that we'll be able to do what we need to do in the future.
Of course.
But you've come a long way.
Thank you.
And it's still open that if you'd like to do more work for Apothecary, it's a lot less dangerous, and we could really use the help.
I mean, I'd love to if there's any way I can... You've done more than enough. If there's any way I can repay you.
Yes. We'll talk to Naz and see if there's any little things around that need help with. Yes.
Of course.
Yes, let's get into the nitty-gritty. And I think that we just, kind of, Azurea's style is to just, ask you about your week and the little things, talking about, sleep and eating and all such, very basic but important.
Of course. The things that he would have forgotten about.
Yes. Wonderful. Yeah. If there's anything else that you'd like to talk about.
I mean, I know I'm really not supposed to talk about business right now, but I'm aware of a shipment that's coming in.
Oh.
And that's when I got caught.
Oh.
So I wasn't able to find out what, but something's coming in. Possibly more substances.
Maybe we can. I have a person I can talk to ask about it.
Of course, and I need to get in touch with my informant.
Yes, of course.
She'll appreciate that.
Oh, hard work, but I suppose it must be done.
Gotta pay rent.
How is your relationship with your mom going?
I mean, as good as it can. She still doesn't know. I don't think she knows. But as long as the bills get paid, she's a bit overbearing, so I have to watch what I say and pretend things are okay in the meantime.
And is that difficult for you?
Not really. I mean, I'm not the best liar, but I can't afford her knowing. And you know, with the phone calls that we make to Dad every once in a while, and that could jeopardize him. I just play along. Keep her happy.
And that works for you too? I mean, on a deeper level. Just because it's what's necessary doesn't mean it's what's good.
Of course, and I'm the only one left. I mean, Dad's over, out in the Navy, and I have to be strong for her.
Well, be strong for yourself too, and know that you have me. You have a support network. Rely on them.
She keeps telling me to make friends.
It's not a bad thing. You're always welcome here. We're open all the time, and there's always people looking for connections.
I might take your word, or I might take your offer.
Yes. Wonderful. Yes, that is very difficult. But yeah, I think we've come to the end of our hour, unless there was anything else.
Not that I can think of, just you know how to get a hold of me.
Wonderful, of course.
Something comes up.
If you'd like to hang out, we are opening up early tonight, the nightclub, if you'd like to stay.
I will... Ooh, it sounds overwhelming. I'll try.
Okay. Yes, if you'd ever like to come up to my balcony, you're welcome to. It's a little bit quieter up there. Kind of get a view on the whole place. It's very nice.
Okay. Thank you.
And you guys leave the therapy room and kind of take your first breath outside of the place where, out of curiosity, Azarea, did you use any emotions during this, or was this just straight up therapy?
I think I'm gonna put it to Azarea does not do any emotion stuff without consent. So would Flynn, if she had offered like trust, just like a very microdose aromatherapy of trust, would Flynn have liked that?
I think so. He would have been okay with that.
Yeah, so just like a little microdose of trust in the air.
Okay. So make sure that you're taking that +2 that you get from that microdose of trust. So be aware of that.
Okay, I'll look that up.
So you guys walk out of the therapy room and over towards the desk. And Naz is kind of there monitoring everything.
Oh, that hour went quick.
Yes.
Sure did.
How was it? Was it good?
Yeah.
How was the coffee, Flynn? Was the coffee okay?
It was wonderful. Thank you for the extra shot. I needed that.
Look, you have been around enough that I know your Starbucks order. It's fine.
It means a lot.
Did you,
And Naz kind of looks to you, Azarea.
did you talk to him about maybe helping out?
Yes, yes. I was going to ask you if there's any little tasks around that Flynn would be perfect for.
Well, there's always cleaning up the rooms after clients are done, just because sanitation is important. It's small, but it's helpful. It takes
Sure.
a pretty decent load off of my plate.
Yeah, I'd be happy to.
Well, we'll talk to you. Maybe we can have it cover the cost of your therapy, and as different things cease, we can possibly get you on the payroll. But that's
Sure,
also not my call.
I understand.
No, yes, that's wonderful. Yes, you're completely right, Naz.
I mean, you don't have to pay me that much. I mean, you've done a lot. Keeps me out of trouble.
Yes.
And you guys kind of spend a little bit of the afternoon together. What would Azarea be doing with Flynn in the maybe 2-3 hours before the lounge opens?
I think she offers up a lot of options to Flynn, depending on how he's feeling that day. If he wants to there's a part of the bar that has little hookahs and stuff like that. There's also just staying by the waterfall, and it's very calming to hear the sounds. And of course there's always her balcony.
All right. So just kind of going where Azarea is leading you.
Of course.
Okay. Let's see.
And at some point, I probably would have also made the offer. You ever need a bouncer or a bodyguard?
Yes.
Don't think that's necessary, but if it arises.
Yes, then you are my go-to. If I need anything, if I need to find someone, I know I can count on you.
Okay.
So, I think it's time to open.
Oh, wonderful.
And Flynn, you have seen this many times before, but the transition of apothecary from day to night is always one of the coolest experiences. As you see the lights of the day, which are golds and whites and greens, they begin to dim and change. And the center point of it all is that water that goes from ceiling to floor. As almost in tandem with the water, you watch as the brighter colors disappear and a deeper red into purple goes and takes over as it serves as almost a chandelier. Other than this, it's very low lighting. And you see that there is an underlight underneath the beautiful cherrywood bar that kind of begins to glow that same neon red. And small little lanterns on each table light up, creating a beautiful and intimate atmosphere. It's obvious that Apothecary has never been a nightclub. This is a lounge. And Azarea, your homunculus servant, your little fish that's been kind of variously kind of flying around your head, kind of goes back up to the water feature and bursts through the water and joins the rest of its school that you made. And is kind of happily chirping in a way that an adorable little fish would, a little mechanical fish, as the lounge opens. And before you know it, customers start coming in, regulars that you're used to, who immediately go to you with a smile on their face as they ask what the special is. And you begin handing out serenities, other various emotion drinks that you have mixed over the course of your time running Apothecary. And also just regular alcohol, because this is still a bar.
Yes.
And we're gonna cut and we will see you both again soon. Before I bring in our next player, I do want to kind of set the scene a little bit. We cut from the Night District of Apothecary over to the Business District, where people in suits, never really looking around them, are navigating the streets in and out of buildings. There's hustle, there's bustle. It's never quiet here. At the center of this, we see a large building. And at the very top, the words Pathos. Pathos Corporate. We go inside a 15th floor office where there is a desk, a nice ornate office. And there is a man sitting behind the desk, casually writing into a notepad, a tablet. And we kind of pan around and we see the nameplate, Mason Pierce. And across from Mr. Pierce, we see Lucy. Lucy, please introduce yourself and describe yourself a little bit.
Hi, I am Dr. Lucy Delmont. I work at Pathos. I am middle management of research and development. Scientist. Just a precious human being who likes her numbers. And coffee. Lots of coffee.
And even now, in this interview, you have a cup of coffee on the desk. Mason has one alongside you. You've been working together for a good few years at this point. Mason being the chair of research and development, he's the one that kind of sits a little bit more close to Raymond Spector and has his ear. And you are interviewing for the vice chair of research and development. And your leg is shaking a little bit. You can't really control it. I need to know, what's Lucy on today?
I think she likely would have taken some form of anything to do with relaxation, but not so relaxed. It's like a mixture of like a stress relief, but also focus. So she would need to have a weird combination of focus and a bodily calm and a mental acuity. So something...
Okay, so definitely you kind of combined joy and anticipation there.
Yes.
And as you are just kind of waiting as Mason kind of writes a little bit of notes down on his tablet, he has basically like an Apple pen where he is sort of filling out different things. You're used to the performance review of these kind of things, and that's kind of the headway into an internal application. And Mason kind of looks at you. All right, Lucy. Ready to get into the formalities of it?
As ready as I'll ever be.
All right. Well, we'll start with the easy one. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, you already know my name. It's Lucy. I've been at Pathos for 5 years now. That is astounding. Started out as an intern, worked my way up into research and development, and now my passion is testing our products and seeing if they do the job that they're supposed to do and the side effects that may incur. I also have 2 cats.
Wonderful. Yes, you've shown me many a picture over the years.
They're precious, okay? They're my life. Besides this job is my life, but they are my life at home.
Oh, I've never doubted that for a moment. So, Lucy, what type of work environment do you typically prefer?
It depends on the project. I enjoy working with others. I'm a team player, as I always have been.
Mm.
However, I do enjoy being on my own and having a... What's the term I want to use for this? Independence of some kind. I do need guidance, as everyone does. But I do prefer to work alone sometimes. I get a lot done that way.
If you had to say, how would you prefer to work?
Minimal contact with others. Supervision is not necessarily supposed to be micromanaging. I'm far more hands-off unless I need to be hands-on. Then I will be hands-on.
Wonderful. How do you normally handle stressful situations? I understand that in your time you had a little bit of an incident.
I have since managed my stress far better.
How do you do that now?
I get regular massages, if you can imagine, as well as acupuncture. I carry my stress in my shoulders and my neck, and that tends to give me incredible migraines. So I have taken to doing some bodily therapy. I guess you could put it that way.
Do you ever utilize any of the Pathos products?
As they're directed to be taken, yes. What kind of person would I be if I wasn't testing our products personally? Responsibly, of course.
None of the concentrates, of course.
Wouldn't dream of it.
All right. When you are balancing multiple projects, which you understand would be a normalcy for Vice Chair of Research and Development, how do you keep yourself organized?
I am classically an organized person. I have files and notebooks for all things, color-coded, tabs, you name it, I have it. I own 3 label makers, all with different designs, just so that I know if I even begin to touch the label, I know exactly where it needs to be.
Wonderful. My last question for you, Lucy. There's one other person that's up for this vice chair position. Why should I pick you?
I think you and I have gotten to know each other fairly well. So I will be as honest as I think you would like me to be. I'm irreplaceable. I have been in this company for 5 years. I have gained the trust of countless people, including you. I am ready for
That
more
you have.
responsibility. I can handle it.
All right. Well, I think that that's all that I need from you. We will be in touch. But I believe that this is your Friday. And you should be able to return to it.
That would be most gracious of you.
You should receive a call within the next week or so.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Pierce.
Thank you, Miss Delmont.
Question before I go. How do you think my sister is doing, separate from this interview? I've been meaning to ask.
Well, she's not in our department, Lucy. You know that.
I know, but you talk to people. I'm worried about her.
Perhaps instead of asking me, you should ask your sister.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad plan.
From what I hear, she's doing good. Marketing loves her. Recent graduate, young, green, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Nothing to really bat an eye at. She's fitting in the same as you did when you started as an intern.
Good.
She's new, she's growing, she's getting there. She's impressing a lot of people.
Good.
Now, I do have other engagements that I need to attend to.
Of course. I'll see myself out.
Wonderful. Thank you. And you step out and begin kind of moving towards your office so that you can kind of continue some of the paperwork that comes with R&D. You hear behind you, Lucy, how did it go?
It
and
went.
You turn around and you see your sister.
It went really well. I think, as well as I think it could have gone. And I heard that you are doing marvelous. You're impressing a lot of people.
I mean, we both knew that was going to happen, so it's fine.
So humble, too. Don't forget to tell Mom and Dad about it. I won't.
I'm sure they'll be proud.
I just need this promotion. And I think I'll get it. It's just... I feel another migraine coming on. I'll be fine.
Head back to your office, and she kind of goes forward and she like clasps both of your hands in hers. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, Izzy.
Lunch together sometime?
Monday.
I've been here for 2 months and we haven't gotten lunch.
Let's do it Monday.
Monday. Okay. Yeah, Monday. We can do that. Perfect. I love you.
Love you too.
And Izzy just kind of like excitedly runs off. She's in like a nice 3-piece suit, pantyhose, heels. Like, you knew Izzy would fit in here like a glove.
Oh yeah. I think as soon as I get back into my office, I'm gonna lock the door behind me, and her hands are just gonna start to shake a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's just gonna work on her paperwork until it's 5 p.m. and she can go home.
Okay. I will, give me, we're going to call this a medicine through your research and development.
Ooh, hold on. Do you say medicine check?
Medicine or Arcana, whichever is higher. I'm a kind and benevolent space daddy.
Yes, thank you, Space Daddy. Hold on. God bless it. I think they're the same. Why am I not? Oh no, actually, Arcana is one more.
Go ahead.
That is a nat 20.
As a nat 20, go ahead and
It's a
describe
nat
what
20.
your work looks like. Go ahead and describe what your work looks like to me.
So, as Lucy previously stated about being organized, she is. It hurts someone's eyes to look at all of the stuff that she has. She's got different labels for stuff that have different textures on it. So she's got her binders for pre, post, current, all that other stuff. She sets timers for limits of how long she wants to work on things. Everything is meticulous. And so she gets all of her week work wrapped up. She puts everything away. She even has time to clean off her desk and kind of make it look okay, so when Monday comes around, she's not frustrated when she walks in to see a mess. In her idea, a mess is like a pencil is askew. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Everything is beautiful, meticulously organized, and everything is in nice, neat stacks, ready to go, ready to be filed. And before you know it, your phone dings, and there is a notification that says, and I quote, "Go home, bitch."
Oh, yes. Oh, finally. Okay, and she's gonna quietly grab all of her stuff, head to the elevator, and go down.
Yeah. You start heading back home, and your phone rings.
Hello.
It's Mason.
Oh. Hello.
Sorry, give me a second because everything is deciding to not work right now.
You're fine.
Hey, Lucy.
Hi.
I just wanted to give you a call so that you weren't kept waiting.
Okay.
And I am so grateful for all of the work that you do here at Pathos.
But
the company decided to go in a different direction.
understandable.
Doesn't mean that we are not proud of what you do here at Pathos. This simply means that we think you need a little bit more time to develop. Sorry, it's not the best time for a half-assed pun. I'm sorry, it wasn't my call.
I appreciate your candor.
I appreciate your dedication. Have a good rest of your day. See you Monday.
And you kind of go and head back to your apartment. You get home, what do you do?
I say hi to my cats before I walk over to my punching bag. Put in 5 years of work. 5 years, and that's not long enough to develop an upper management position. How is that not long enough? How? Oh!
And you get a notification on your phone that there is something going on at Spire.
What is it?
There's a new band coming out.
Interesting. What kind?
Exactly the kind you need in this moment. Something angry, something loud.
What time do they start?
Got about half an hour.
I can make it there.
And we kind of cut to a montage of Lucy variously going back and forth around her apartment, shedding her suit for the day, letting her hair down. Every now and again, she's still frustrated at the whole phone conversation with Mason, and it warrants a return to the punching bag. It warrants a moment of frustrated laying face down on the couch with two cats on her back. And eventually, after about 30, 45 minutes, she ends up leaving her apartment and moves down to the Night District. She is able to kind of glance at Apothecary, realize that that's more than likely where she's going to end up at the end of the day, the end of the night. The shows never go terribly too long, so maybe somewhere quiet is a little bit of a good change, especially in light of what just happened to her today. And she enters into this underground concert venue called the Spire, which almost looks as if it were a speakeasy, but underground it is a large, cavernous room. Some of the best acoustics. And the music is loud, and you reach a point that you can't tell the difference between the drums, the bass, and your own heartbeat. And as the doors open, there are small little lasers that are kind of aesthetically setting the mood, as a DJ and various other band members go in and honestly start jamming. Doesn't take long before a couple mosh pits break out and are thrashing back and forth in line with the deep bass. And there's sweat, there's a little bit of blood. That's exactly how metalheads play. That is exactly what they're looking for in this moment, and exactly what Lucy truly desires. And she kind of enters in to this grandiose space and takes a deep breath and goes in, immediately heads towards the moshes. Hi, Lucy.
Hi. I'm here, I promise.
So yeah, what are you doing in this in the Spire? What's your plan?
I think at this point I am just trying to get out my stress in any possible way that I can, which means throwing myself into other people.
All right. So you're gonna go fully mosh?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Mine is, are you raging?
Absolutely.
Go give me an athletics check with advantage.
Okay. Ooh. Oh no, that's not good.
What'd you roll?
Well, one of them was a nat 1. The other one was an 8 plus 5, which is a 13.
Okay, let me roll some other athletics checks against you.
Oh no.
Thankfully, the crowd isn't the most ready to throw down. Because it's still early, it's still the start of the concert. You gotta build up. There's an art form to moshing. If you go too hard too quickly, where's the fun? So you get kind of shoved lightly, nothing that's gonna, like, crack a rib. But you'll always remember that, like, absolute snap, because that was one of your favorite concerts that you've ever been to.
I was good. Okay. So I'm drenched in sweat. And probably glitter too at some point, because I feel like there would have been glitter somewhere.
Well, it's time to ask the same question I asked Lucy this morning. What is Lucy on?
I think since she's already raging in a general idea, like a general vicinity of rage, because of all the things that have been happening, I think that she's probably on some kind of, not anger, maybe joy, just something to like lighten her spirits, because she has to balance the rage already. And so a little bit of joy in there can kind of kick it in the teeth, and she can at least look like she's having a good time, even though she's really, really angry. Yeah.
All right. And far too soon, the concert ends. The crowd dissipates. And once again, Lucy is left with her thoughts.
Gross. My headache's still here, kind of. I should go see Azarea. Shit. I need to go see Azarea. Okay. I'm gonna go to Apothecary.
Okay. So you head in to Apothecary. The vibe, significantly different than what you had been at about 10 minutes ago. And you kind of take a moment, and it's that momentary reprieve as you see the absolute majesty of that water feature. And you head over to the bar.
Hi,
You're muted,
Azarea.
Azarea.
Hello, Lucy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. Oh, have you met Flynn?
No, I haven't. Hi, I'm Lucy.
Hi, I'm Flynn.
Pleasure. Azarea, today's actually kind of been a bad day. Do you have anything that can kind of chill me out?
Well, our special tonight would work quite well. Of course, we also, I think there's still one of the masseuses on staff if you'd prefer that.
Ooh, yes. I've had a migraine today, and it's just been unreal.
Oh, it sounds like you need a deep scalp massage.
Yes. I'll take that drink after I'm done with that. I think I should go. Are they in their usual spot?
Yes. Yes, I think Marco is working tonight.
All right. Wonderful. And did I need to did I forget anything the last time I was here when we were talking about that one specific drink that we were discussing? And she's just gonna kind of like look at her like, that thing.
Yes.
Maybe we can discuss it after your massage, after you're feeling a little better.
Of course. Okay, well, I'm gonna go do that, and I'll be back, and hopefully a lot more relaxed and less in pain.
I hope so. Whatever you need, Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
And you kind of walk Lucy over to the masseuse room, and she opens the door so that she can go get a massage. And we are going to cut from there. We go back to earlier in the day. It's about late afternoon at this point, because Aviella is never one to wake up early unless she absolutely has to. And she is in the corporate side of the business district, but rather than a boardroom, we see a large studio. And Aviella, if you can please introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about you. You're muted.
Hi. Of course I'm muted. So Aviella is, let's just say, not the brightest person you've ever met. But what she lacks in brains, she certainly makes up for in beauty. And she's going to tell you that every chance she gets. She is what would be considered like a spokeswoman or a model for ethos, and she pretty much tells everyone how wonderful all of these emotions are and that they should try all of the new ones all the time. And so that's pretty much Aviella in a nutshell. Dumb as a box of rocks, but very pretty.
Okay. Go ahead and describe this photo shoot for us. What do we got?
So, as you said, it's a big, wide open studio. I think there's just like it's a very simple backdrop, right? So it's mostly white. Aviella is sitting on a stool and waiting for the director. So she's got a bored look on her face. She's kind of irritated because she's the most important person in the room, and the director is like 30 seconds late, and how dare he? She spent all of this time in hair and makeup, and he can't even be on time. So there's lots of bright lights and people milling about, kind of just doing their thing. There's obviously the cameraman, and I think it's kind of like a mix between a still photo shoot, and they're doing a little bit of a commercial at the same time. But she's just pretty much sitting there bored, tapping her hooves on the ground. Her tail's probably swishing kind of agitatedly, a little bit in the background. And I think that her assistant is probably going to come up and suggest a microdose of joy, just so that she'll calm
of
down.
course, here. Of course, please. I think that this could definitely help you, because they're doing candids over there. It's not just a commercial, it's candids. You cannot look bad for candids.
Well, tell the director that I have been waiting. It has been forever.
It's been about 4 minutes, but that's okay. I'll make sure that they know. I'm sorry.
4 minutes? 4 minutes? It's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
It only gives you the ability to have your confidence grow with the beautiful hair and makeup that you have.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it is fabulous, isn't it?
It is. You are always fabulous.
I know, dear. I know. Run along now. Run along.
The joy.
Yes, Please, let's just take the edge off.
Always. And she kind of scurries off, this like sweet little halfling that is like very clearly like reaching up to you.
Oh yes.
Walks the director. All right, well, it looks like you've got at least your hair and makeup done.
Yes, it's been done. Thank you very much.
Now, okay. You recognize what it is that we're doing, right? This is a campaign for Ethos. We've been contracted specifically by Pathos in order to make this happen.
Yes, that's my job, of course. I understand what's happening.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad that we both know that this is your job.
You are testing my patience.
You are testing my pockets.
Well, you're the one that was late, not me.
We're gonna need to kick this little fucking attitude if that's what you want to have caught on film.
Well, if you had been on time, but whatever, it's fine. It's all fine.
And go get in your spot.
All right, so Aviella will adjust and she'll walk over to the stool and sit down and kind of assume just kind of a relaxed pose and ask, so what new emotion are we doing today?
Not a new one, just a new promo for the existing. We like keeping them fresh. They don't like repetition. They like keeping it new. You find new things to say. You live a life, Aviella. It's important that we share it with the world.
Well, it is a fabulous one.
Oh, there it is. Did your assistant give you the joy that she was supposed to take?
Oh, of course. I can feel it. It's making me feel so much better.
Wonderful. I'll need to take a little bit of joy myself when this is done. All right. Camera, lights. Let's not wait all day, please. Because I've been so late, this should have already been done.
So Aviella is just kind of in the background posing because, as her assistant said, the cameras are taking candid shots and we don't do candid.
Yeah, no. Even Avi's candids are meticulously posed.
Yeah. So she's just kind of every few seconds doing like the fake laugh because, you know, that's just what she does. She goes into model mode and just starts, and they're not exactly good, but they're what's expected.
They're rough around the edges. It's not absolutely beautifully done. It's obviously not the contortion that Aviella is capable of, because modeling is no easy ask when it comes to acrobatics.
No, of course not.
But it's a mutable beauty that you manage to make sure that the camera catches.
Yes.
Because Aviella is certainly not the smartest person in the room. But she knows how to catch an eye. And she knows that the best eye on her is the lens of a camera.
Absolutely.
All right, gorgeous. So what we're going to be doing here, there's no script to the commercial. Essentially, we just want your genuine reaction for how much you would enjoy having joy in your life.
Okay, I'm ready.
Go ahead and give me a performance check with advantage.
That is a 13.
Okay. Go ahead and go about the commercial.
Hi, I'm Abiella, and I know you already know.
Cut!
Just
Cut! Are you really going to go and open this with hi?
well,
So everybody fucking starts this. Can't be halfway unique.
fine.
Go again.
I cannot make it through my day without joy. I love joy. It's like it's happiness in a bottle, and
I'm sorry, you can't be serious. That's a candid.
what do you want me to do? We have shot 52 joy commercials in the past 52 weeks. There's not anything really new to say.
Talk about how it makes you feel.
It makes me feel happy.
Alright? Keep going.
That's the point. It makes me feel. When I'm on joy, everyone is my friend. Everyone notices. Everyone just notices me. They notice how. There's just no sadness. There's no gray in my life. And I just love being happy. I love who wants to cry? Who wants to cry when you could smile? And then she'll freeze for like a still photo.
Alright, you think we can split some of that together, actually make something usable out of it? And one of the cameramen kind of nods.
Abiella's kind of. She looks a little disgruntled, but it's like fighting against the joy in her system. It's very difficult right now for her to be upset, truly.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that her assistant probably gave her a little bit more than a microdose.
Yeah, closer to a regular dose.
Yeah, knowing Aviella and her temperament, and just honestly the fact that she is dosed all the time, a microdose for her is not really a microdose.
Your tolerance has gone up a lot.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to know that I had to piss you off to get something actually genuine out of you.
Well, if you wanted me angry, we should have been shooting a commercial for anger.
I didn't want you angry, I wanted you real. And I don't believe that you're all these happiness and bubblegum. That's joy. Yes. But that's not the point of ethos. We are selling bottled emotions. We are not selling bottled words. You needed to be real.
That's not usually what the other directors want, but okay.
Now, I believe that's all we need. And frankly, this all took way too long. The sun is going down. Frankly, I'm quite done. Now,
maybe you should take a dose of joy.
Oh, believe me, that is how I get over this interaction. It's always a joy working with you, Aviella. Enjoy the rest of your Friday.
Have we met before?
We certainly have.
Well,
what a shame you don't remember.
Perhaps I'll remember you next time.
Perhaps I'll remember you. Go.
And she'll kind of haughtily walk off to the dressing room with her little assistant. scrambling after her.
Mm.
And she still has a smile on her face, but you can tell that the joy is having a hard time with her emotions because her tail is, again, twitching agitatedly.
Yeah. And you kind of go through and you realize that, like, maybe you need something to kind of stable you out. And you know Azarea always has what you need. She's like a mind reader.
Yes. So I'll turn to my assistant to be like, is my schedule clear? Is that everything is? I don't think I had anything after this, correct?
No, you are absolutely free. You're fine. Go,
Good.
take your evening. You deserve it.
Please call the car for me. I'd like to go to Apothecary, and then I will see you.
There's
on
already a
Monday.
car waiting. There's already a car waiting.
Good girl.
Mm.
And again, she'll just kind of saunter off.
Yeah. And you kind of head in and are able to get to Apothecary, and you see.
Oh, hello.
Azarea.
It's lovely to see you tonight.
It is perfect to see you. The director was horrid to me. Absolutely horrid.
Oh, no. Well, I'm sure we can get you something to help you calm.
Yes, honestly, I would prefer to just be happy, and if I could wake up in the morning and not even remember this horrid experience, I would be happy. Thank you.
Interesting. Okay, yes, I could probably, if you wouldn't mind, if it's not asking too much, could you tell me what you've had today, just so I know what to mix for you?
Just a microdose of joy.
Okay.
A few hours ago, at the start of the shoot. Yes, that should be it. I believe that was it.
Wonderful. Okay. Yes, I will make you something up special. I'll go to the bar. Have you met Flynn?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, never.
Yes, I'll leave you two to talk while I go get your drink.
Azra, do you need help with something?
I don't think so at the moment. Okay?
Oh, don't worry, Flynn. I don't bite.
Okay.
I love your hair. But
Thank
you know, you could do this to it, and it would just be fabulous. And she's gonna kind of play with Flynn's hair without asking.
Okay. He'll just let it happen.
So she's gonna do it up, and it probably does look a little bit better, but it's not you.
There's like a butterfly clip in there, just, okay.
And inexplicably, your hair is kind of glowing a little bit.
Oh. Cool.
Azura comes back with your drink and gives it to you. It has like little bits of herb sticking out of it, very fancy herbal cocktail.
Oh, I love you, darling.
And as you kind of take your first sip, Azraea, you see the door to the back open, and you see Lucy come out, finished with her massage.
Lucy!
Hi.
I almost didn't recognize you. Oh, darling, you look different.
Give me. Okay, hang on a minute. Lucy, deception, Aviella, insight.
Okay, hold on. Oh, I have a -1. Wait, I have an inspiration though.
You do have an inspiration.
Remind me what inspiration does, because it's been a minute since I've rolled it with inspiration.
Free advantage. Free advantage.
Free advantage? Okay.
Yep.
What about Avi?
Avi, I need a insight.
Whatever it is, plus it's a nat 1, you got me.
13.
4. Okay. Yeah. You have never quite seen Lucy dressed in this way. You're only used to her during the day. You can also tell from her deep uncomfort about the situation. She does not want you to talk about what she does during the day.
Okay, and is Aviella obviously, for once in her life, picked up on that?
Yes.
How are you? I just had the worst photo shoot.
That's so upsetting. I had a bad day too. Hey,
Oh.
Azarea, can I have a drink, please? For the love of God.
Oh, of course. Did you enjoy your massage?
It was magical, but I already feel the headache kind of coming back. It's okay.
Of course, of course.
Azrea goes back behind the bar to create another cocktail.
And you guys are all kind of slowly sort of congregating. And so we're gonna cut one final time from here. To our final hero. For our last hero, we cut to a boardroom with several people in incredibly fine suits. There's the business district suit, but then there is the rich bitch kind of suit. And we see Andrea.
Yes, you will see a 6-foot tall astral elf, solid white eyes at the moment, dark hair with her bangs done in a teal, dark skin, and she is setting up this hologram and just looking completely at ease and confident right now because this meeting, it's about her baby, her pet project. She knows it's going to do well. And more importantly, even if she doesn't personally know these people, they know her family. The odds of her not getting what she wants, unthinkable. Absolutely unthinkable.
And so you're kind of going in and setting up your presentation. And let's see. You are able to basically sit down with all of these bigwigs and talk about your plan, and hopefully you can get someone to invest.
Welcome to Hay, a safe place to become a better you. In today's society, it's so easy to find oneself relying on more than the recommended dosage of emotions, and that's where Haven comes in. We provide a judgment-free environment that focuses on you and solely you. We are able to do this because our specially trained staff is on site 24/7 to help you figure out how to avoid certain triggers, develop healthier coping mechanisms, and just establish your life in a way that you're not worried about when your next hit of emotions is going to be. It's all about sitting down and making the best plan possible to help you in your recovery. After all, at Haven, we believe every client is unique. So why would we devise the same plan for everyone? No. We work in partnership with over 20 different counseling services to make sure you get the best possible treatment. And of course, you gotta lighten things up, so we offer a variety of amenities to make sure you can find ways to get the joy and peace you're seeking in a more authentic way. We provide a fully stocked gym, a large community garden, full access, various classes, and so much more. Now, you might be wondering, Can I afford this? Should you be worried about the credits? No, absolutely not. We work with you to develop a payment plan so that you can focus strictly on you and your growth, not anything else. And with that in mind, we are partnered with various local businesses to make sure you can find work while you are on the path to recovery. And you might be thinking, this sounds too good to be true. You're wrong. Haven is right for everyone because we have such a great success rate of working with our clients that during your stay, the odds of you relapsing are under 10%. And after roughly 6 months, everyone already starts to see an improvement in their lifestyle and managing their emotions. There are even already previous residents of Haven out there in the world being the best version of themselves. So if you want to feel good, feel better, feel free from your addiction, please call the number provided because Haven is and always will be here for you.
And the hologram kind of stays that has been projecting this presentation that you have been working on in order to create your second expansion of Haven. And there are 6 kind of big wigs that are sitting at this board table, and the small microphone that you kind of have, like kind of show microphone to give yourself that echoing effect to really sell the product. They all kind of lean forward and are a little bit interested. Go ahead and please give me a persuasion roll with advantage.
Okay, one guy's just left the thing. That's fine. We'll just re-roll this one. Oh, that's nice. That's gonna be a 21.
21?
21.
Yeah. So, one of the investors who is also an astral elf, you have seen her variously at some of the gatherings that your family has held over the course of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And she leans forward and goes, I will happily invest in this. Your part as well.
Thank you. That is wonderful. While we're doing this, anyone have any questions or concerns that I can answer and maybe convince you to also invest in this? Because let's be real, this is going to be great for PR.
I need to actually make a roll because this woman is going to attempt to strong arm to be the sole investor.
Okay.
Okay, so that's their insight. That's their insight. All right. Well, on a 24 persuasion check, well, intimidate check.
Okay.
She glares daggers. Her eyes kind of narrow as she looks in the eyes of every other person in the room. And they all, a couple of the men in the room were about to like open their mouth and ask a question, and their mouth hangs open silently as it shuts. And she looks at you and goes, I will gladly cover 70% of the costs. We'll be able to expedite the building. We'll be able to make sure that this is up as quickly as possible. We'll get some maintenance bots in here so that they're able to upkeep everything, kind of keep payroll down to a minimum so that the only expenses that are coming out of your pocket are the necessities. And she kind of busts up a little holographic calculator and she starts very quickly running some numbers. And I believe 50 million would be a good investment. It also gives you a tiny bit of fluctuation.
Oh.
But what you would need would be about 17 million on your part. Do you believe that you can make that happen?
Oh, of course. That's not even a question.
And this woman kind of stands and heads over to you and shakes your hand with a absolute grin on her face. I look forward to us working together. I'll be in touch. And she hands you a business card.
All right.
And it's beautifully embossed and everything. And I think in your excitement, you don't even fully look at it. As you guys like kind of head to the legal department of this building that you are in and kind of draft up a contract. So Andrea, from your trust fund, I do need you to subtract 17 million.
Okay.
You leave the building generally pleased with yourself.
Yeah.
And as you are kind of walking, because you have been so used to being that the freedom that you get just being able to walk and navigate the streets is something entirely new to you.
Yeah.
And your mind starts to wander as the sun begins to set. Well, whatever artificial sun is at play here in Anaam.
Mm-hmm.
And your mind wanders to the reason that you started Haven in the first place.
I think for a second, Andrea pulls out her phone and has her finger hovered over the button to call her mother. And she presses it. And she waits.
And it rings. 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 And before you know it, it goes to voicemail. She must have misplaced her phone. Again. Like she always does.
Hi, Mom. Guess you might have had an early night. Just wanted to call and let you know the meeting went very well. And if you have time later this week, I would love to talk to you about it. I hope you're doing well. Holidays are coming up soon, so I know Dad will be home. I love you.
And it actually, you hit the maximum length of the voicemail as soon as you were about to say I love you. And you hear the boop, 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 and the call disconnects.
It's fine. It's start. We'll sit down and we'll talk later, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
And I think your mind kind of shifts back to work. And there's someone that you've worked quite closely with for Haven that I think needs to receive some good news. Something to lift your spirits.
Yeah. All right. Chin up. You do not let these small things bother you. You did well. Let's go. And
yeah.
heads to Apothecary.
And the gang is all here.
Andrea!
Azarea, hi. How are you today?
I'm doing quite nice. It's a nice night here. Lots of new friends around. Have you met? This is Aviella and Lucy and Flynn.
No, I'm not acquainted with. Marvelous to meet all of you.
Not acquainted? Oh dear. Do you live under a rock?
I've been very busy lately. Sorry, not much.
Well, my face is simply on the TV all the time.
Oh, right. You're the little spokesperson. Right.
Little? So you've noticed I lost weight? Thank you.
You look amazing.
Oh, thank you. And this is my friend, Lucy. She's a doll.
Hi, I didn't know we were gonna start using that term, but hi, I'm Lucy.
Hi, Andrea. Nice to meet you. You all right? You look a little tense.
It's just been a long day, and things just keep piling up. So
I think she just needs another drink. Where is that Azurea? She is a Jew.
I am sure I can find something for you. No worries. Speaking of busy, you had that meeting today, Andrea.
We are getting a second location.
Oh my god, wonderful.
Yes.
Yes. There are so many people that we haven't been able to help yet. I'm sure we can.
Yes, and speaking of helping, I can come by tomorrow, but one of the residents has been struggling a bit lately.
Oh.
So, yeah, I was hoping maybe I could set him up with maybe come here instead of...
Yes, of course.
Wonder. Thank you, as always.
Yes, whatever is needed.
Yes. As always, just send the check to me and I'll take care of it.
Wonderful. Yes, another round of drinks for everyone?
yes, that'd be so good.
Yes. This is fantastic, by the way. I love it.
So happy. I don't think I'm Flynn. What would you like to drink? And Andrea?
Oh, I think I'll just stick with alcohol, something with whiskey, please.
No problem.
Am I legal? I'm 111.
I feel like that's a you question.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I have alcohol.
Thank you, Space Daddy.
Oh, yes, definitely get a whiskey. And Andrea?
Just a glass of the house red, thank you.
Wonderful.
Fancy. Wow. Am I the only one who's on any kind of... No, I think that somebody else. Aviella, you're on something right now, right?
Oh, well, of course. But nothing that should interfere with, anything.
Just remember to stay out of trouble.
That's... Okay, Aviella is going to hear in her head. Because I'm sending a message. And it's gonna be in her work voice as well, if she can manage that. So it's gonna be, we are not talking about this while we are in public. You don't know me. Leave it alone. And she's just gonna be smiling at her the entire time, just like...
And Aviella's just kind of gonna look back at her like, oh, silly. Anyway, this is fantastic. She's kind of losing the brain cells she's had.
Graya's gonna lean into Flynn and kind of whisper, "Are they actually alright, or?"
I don't know. We can't let them get in trouble, of course. I don't know them.
Okay, I don't either. I'm not sure if that's their normal state or if they've gone a little too hard with the artificial.
Flynn,
Yes.
your phone goes off. It's a text from your mom.
Oh. What's it say?
Looks like today's a long day for you. Hope everything went well. Hope you're maybe making some friends if you're out so late.
I'll text back, tell her, yeah, everything's going fine. It's a good day at work, and I'll be home tonight.
And Azareya, you're kind of going to mixing a few drinks because obviously you're still working, so you still have other patrons. So you're kind of floating in and out, and you hit the point that you actually are almost out of anticipation.
Oh. I so far, all of you know Azarea, so you probably would not be weirded out that she only speaks in your minds. She cannot speak aloud with her little insect parts. So she speaks telepathically directly to Lucy and says,
Oh, we may need to, we're having a little bit of a shortage on something.
What exactly are you shorting out on?
I think the only difference that you would know is that you can't respond to me telepathically. I could just talk to you.
I can cast a message.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yes, perfect.
Yeah.
We could talk.
We're running low on anticipation.
Okay, let me talk to the guys about it, and I can get you some.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
And you step away from the bar, Lucy, and you go make a call. They answer almost immediately, and they say, meet us out front real quick. You know where to meet us.
Okay.
And you kind of go out and around the back of Apothecary, like in the alleyway. And you see a burly human man and a tall, lanky high elf. And they kind of nod at you. Apothecary needs incubi again.
It's looking like it.
We'll get them exactly what they need. And that is where we are going to call our first episode of Starbottled.